In this tutorial, you are going to understand how to use Excel to track and monitor homework in a term. Here we have our outcomes. You will enter information into cells. You will use color code to highlight cells, and you will understand how to use summation in Excel. So here we have Excel open, and we are going to enter some names. So we have the first name of our class and surname. And we have just 4 names here. Let's just add some more names. I'm going to repeat the names here anyway. So here we have an example of a class list here. I'm going to make the first name and surname in bold, and I'm going to use a slightly bigger font size, say 14. Stretch that a bit across there. So we have the first name and surname of the students. Now in this section here, we are going to use Wednesday the 5th of September as a homework date, and I'm going to use Friday the 7th of September as another homework date. So for example, say homework is set twice per week, on a Wednesday and on a Friday. Now to repeat this pattern for the other weeks and the following weeks, what we have to do is to select both cells and click on this little square box here, hold it down and just drag it right across, and it should repeat the pattern there. So the other week, the 9th would be a Wednesday and the 11th would be a Friday, and it repeats it. So let's just go for the 23rd of September, for that. I'm going to highlight these as well into a more, say, font size 12. Okay. Now I'm going to use 1 to show that those people completed their homework, and I'm going to use 0 to show that those people haven't completed their homework. Now let us just do this for all of the group there completing their homework. Then we're going to change it to 0. So it is showing here that the whole group have completed their homework, but we're going to change some of them to 0 just to say that these people haven't completed their homework on these dates. So just changing a few of them to zeros. And then what we're going to do now, we're going to use a color code to show that, say, Bill Gates here didn't complete his homework on the 5th of September. So if you select this cell here and go to conditional formatting, which is here, click on it and we look for highlight cell rules. Click on that and we go across to equal to, which is here. When you click on equal to, you need to type in 0 if it's not already there, and you're going to use a color code from the list here. We have a range of color code, and if you want a specific one, you could click on conditional formatting and you have all the colors that you could choose. But in this example, I'm going to fill the cell with light dark red text. So if I click OK there, it is showing me that Bill Gates, it's highlighting Bill Gates there as not completing his homework. Now to do it for the whole group, if I select the whole group there for the term, and I go back to conditional formatting, and I click highlight cell rules and then equal to, and if I put in 0 there, it changes it for the whole group, and then just click OK. So what it is showing me here, there's a pattern with these people who haven't completed their homework. Now if I change this 1 to a 0, then the cell should become red after. Okay, so change that to 0. Now the final thing we're going to do is to show you how to do the summation for the whole, between the 5th of September. We're going to just find out the total number of homework completed by these students. So I'm going to put total here. Okay, I'm going to make this text a bit bold, and also I'm going to use size 12 as well. Okay, now I want to do the total for Jane Doe, and then after I'm going to do it for the whole group. So I select this cell here on the total here, and I look for this symbol here, which is summation, So if you open this little window here and click sum, it adds up everything from the 5th of September for Jane Doe. And if I press enter on my keyboard, it gives a total of 10 pieces of homework. Now to find the total for the whole group, all you have to do is to select this cell here, which has 10 in it, and that little square box there. If you hold it and drag it down to the last person in the list, it adds it up for the whole group. So that's how we do the summation in Excel, and that was the final outcome. So for example, if I change this 0 here, this 1 to 0, it automatically changes the total as well. So just have a look at this example here. Change this 1 to 0 and press enter, and it should change its 9 to 8. So it changes it to 8. And that's how we have an effective formula there. So if I change the bottom row here, because total pieces of homework for John Doe here is 10, so I'm gonna change this 1 to 0, press enter, and then it should show that it's 9 pieces. So that's how we use Excel as a means of tracking and monitoring homework. Hope that you may find this clip useful. Thank you for listening.